Jason Moloney retains his title, takes Saul Sanchez 12 rounds for a majority decision, and Artur Beterbiev knocks the shit out of Caleb Smith. I made 3 predictions last week, and they all stuck. And let's talk about it. This ESPN card, it was pretty good. It was a really good card. I didn't get to watch all of it. I had to take a nap before I caught this main event. Ooh. All right, now let's talk about the Saul Sanchez Jason Moloney fight. Well, like I said, experience was gonna be key for this one. Moloney takes Sanchez 12 rounds to a majority decision. It was a really, really good fight. It was a seesaw battle the whole time, and Sanchez was game. He came to fight. He really came to fight. He showed his heart, but Moloney showed his championship pedigree. He showed ring generalship. There was times where he was pushing Sanchez back, and that was such a good game plan because he realized that Sanchez didn't know how to attack going backwards. He didn't know how to fight on the back foot. And Moloney would switch it up here and there, and whenever he would feel Sanchez would gain that momentum, he would turn him around and then just push Sanchez back and make him fight him off. This was a close fight. Sanchez landed more shots according to Copying Box. But I feel like Moloney did the better work in terms of showing ring generalship, and he was really good in stealing the momentum. And I think he stole some rounds on the way there. There were a lot of close rounds. I feel like Moloney stole just enough of them to eke out this win. And now the Artur Beterbiev Caleb Smith fight, man. It went down just as I expected. This was basically your battle between the hardest hitting guy at 175 and a very above average 168 pounder going up in weight. And you know what? Smith does carry his skill really well in that weight, but I'm not sure about his power. I still don't know about his power. For this fight, he had to jab. He had to use the jab. He had to use a stiff jab to keep Beterbiev off of him. He had to gain some type of respect from Beterbiev. And landing a stiff jab would have been really effective, but he just couldn't find anything. Beterbiev stretched this fight, man. I feel like Beterbiev here controlled the distance and the pace whenever he wanted to. He won every single round, and even there was this one instance in the first round, and this is how I knew he was in total control. He just closed in on Smith, pushed him to the ropes, and just worked him, threw combinations at him. I think he hurt him right there too. Then he backed off of him, and he really controlled the whole fight, doing just that, just by closing in on him, throwing some shots at him, hurting him, and then laying off and just punishing him for 7 rounds until dropped Smith twice in the 7th, and Buddy McGirt stops it. But this was a really good performance by Beterbiev. He did what he had to do out there. And he showed, like I said, he showed some skill. If you rolled my bets last week, you definitely won a little bit of money. I had Beterbiev winning on the money line. I had that parlayed with Mikaela winning next week. Moloney and Sanchez fight going past 10.5 rounds. So if you rode those, you made a little money with me. And that makes me happy. What's next for Moloney? Possibly a unification with Emmanuel Rodriguez. That seems like a pretty cool fight. Doable fight. Maybe a fight with Nonito Donaire if he decides to come back. But Moloney has some options out there, and I'm really happy for him. I'm glad he got this victory. This was his first defense at bantamweight. As for Saul Sanchez, the kid is really good. He showed a lot of heart, and he showed that he can go 12 rounds. Next thing for Beterbiev, man, he has to get Bivol. That's it. That's it. They have to go for undisputed for this fight. And it looks like it's gonna happen. It looks like it's gonna happen in Saudi. As for Calum, it looks like either retirement or fight some low-level comp at 175 and maybe wait out Beterbiev and Bivol until one of them leaves the division. I think Calum Smith still has a lot to offer in boxing. He didn't really look very optimistic in that post-fight interview with Bernardo Suna. I think that's his name, from ESPN. I think that was who was interviewing him. And I really want to see Calum Smith again. But at this weight, with these two guys reigning the division right now, it's hard for me to say that he could become champion again.